So on June 20th, 2024, I lost the green Jeep. A guy pulled out of a driveway, decided he really liked this side of the car, and totaled it. Like, that's done. I've been stripping parts off it because I have another one now. This one I picked up in San Antonio for $850. This is a two-door Laredo, 91. Has some Renix stuff like that, but other than that, it's mostly the same as that XJ over there. I gotta be in Utah in a month with this thing, a Jeep I have no history with, and already seems to be fighting me on wanting to stay alive, as all of them do. But yeah, on September 20th, I'm going to be leaving the state of Texas on my first real road trip. I do have the roof rack back on from this one. I'm going to have to rewire everything because in the wreck, the wires were ripped out. So now they're kind of just hanging here. I got my camping setup back in here. This bed was actually partially destroyed in the accident, so I had to rebuild some of that. So today is August 10th. I need to be finished with this, and this thing needs to be ready by September 15th. And that time is coming up very quickly. So it's currently August 19th. Last update was a little ways ago, but transmission's been doing all right. It's still leaking, but it's not leaving massive puddles on the ground. Did motor mounts yesterday. Try to make a time lapse of that. Ended up giving up after getting this one out, but you can see just how bad these were. Oh, now you want to work. All I need left is to still register this thing. I'd like to get that off if I can. Figure out the part-time light. Weymouth should be coming down probably on September 8th. Been making pretty good progress. I got this thing legal. A friend in the Jeep group came down and we got the transfer case out of this one and put it in this one, and he took the CAD transfer case because I'm deleting it. I got some shocks from another friend. As you can see here, I've only driven 166 miles and I'm already at almost a quarter. So I have kind of an idea of what it could be. I'm thinking it's possibly this temp sensor here, because at like 160 or something, this fan comes on, and it should come on at like 210, so I'm thinking this is bad. Alright, so I'm robbing the green one of its emergency brake currently, and this thing just keeps surprising me. So, you know how these are notoriously just fucking stuck on forever? I just barely touched it and it fucking turns like it's loose. What the fuck? Emergency brake works. On September 10th, Weymouth showed up, and him and Ben got into a bunch of things over the next couple of days.
That old engine brake, man. There we go. I gotta get used to these again.
Yeah, you definitely gotta.
This feels really good. That is a damn good transmission, dude.
Weymouth the Wrangler.
Later on in the day, we began deleting what was left of my CAD system in the Jeep. Ben ended up also extending the wires for the part-time light so it would work.
Yeah. The next day, I installed the cruise module Wayman had given me for the green Jeep.
Yeah, I'd call that a victory, man.
I would say
Cruise control, 5th gear, 307s at held speed.
On the last day, Wayman and I fixed a couple things on our Jeeps, we did his oil change, and then we parted ways because he had to head back home.
So it's currently September 15th, and today I'm going to get these tires taken off and get these 235s put on. Because these are not going to make the trip, because if you look wherever it is right here, so this is the 28th week of 2018. These tires are about 6 years old. You can see they're pretty cracked. I don't think they're going to make it. So it is the day where this thing begins its first trip. I got everything pretty much packed up. It'd be nice if I had the door unlocked. Okay, so I got everything packed up. Got this set up because I wanted to check the temperature differences. Got all my tools, bed's all good to go. Delivering this to Expo whenever we see him in Colorado. Just a little bit over paranoid with that transmission jack, but that's fine. Let's see here. I got plenty of room. Got my camp stove under here. I just need to get my food and everything that I'm going to be bringing for the trip in the bag, stick it somewhere. You can see I got my inverter up there, solar stuff's down in there. As you can see here, here's a little project that I whipped up in a frenzy. It is one of those window mesh covers that I cut up just to fit on this, but it still opens. And mosquitoes shouldn't get in, so hopefully that works. But it's gonna be cool up there, so mosquitoes may not even be a factor.
Calvin joined alongside me, and together we convoyed all the way to Steiner's place, the guy who took my CAD transfer case. And from there, all three of us would be heading toward Colorado.
Welcome to Oklahoma.
We arrived right as the sun was coming up and fell asleep, waking up at about 9 a.m.
Damn thing's brand new.
Steiner loaded up his dirt bike in the back of his Comanche, and the three of us hit the road. Destination, Colorado. While on this stretch, Calvin lost all power steering fluid in the middle of the Oklahoma Panhandle, so we pulled over to wait for him. Steiner and I ended up swapping keys so we could try out each other's Jeeps. I had only driven a Comanche once before. I could honestly see myself owning one of these. There is literally nothing out here in the Oklahoma Panhandle. It has been like this the entire time. How do people live out here?
Welcome to Colorado.
So overcooling issues. You can see here, I drove 75 with the needle move sitting there. And normally, my whole drive here, it was sitting at 170. So, decided to take some measures because I don't want to do a thermostat. I blocked off the majority of the heater, or the radiator, and it's still sitting at like 175, 180. What? While we were messing with my thermostat, Waymed found an entire exhaust sitting in a trailer where we were, so he attached it to his Jeep, only being held up by a strap. While we were there, another member of the server had his J10 in storage, and it hadn't ran in about a year. He couldn't find his keys for it, but lo and behold, the key to my XJ fit perfectly. All right, go ahead.
Send it.
Yeah. Woo! It's got fuel in the line. It should just run.
Oh my god. Ah! Told you I was trying to. You're good. I put a lot of work into this game.
It runs great. It's almost like it had been sitting for God knows how long.
I was just sitting here for a year and I tightened up my gear.
Really?
I did a vacuum check by how hard I pulled my
So that's all the fuel is in this thing? Man, it just don't give a shit. It doesn't, like if you look into the glass here, it doesn't even look bad. Like it's still clear. The next day, we all began our final convoy to Moab, Utah. This was the first time I had been this far west, so it was an amazing sight to see.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Those big vans have low fuel cylinders, or they get these things.
Well, that was almost death wobble. But it didn't do it. We grabbed some food and finally hit the Utah border around midnight and made it to our campsite in Moab after driving a long and windy trail. Mary and Joseph. So I pull up from the campsite and I go to move this again, and my pedal went straight to the floor. And turns out the plastic on the master broke. So now I don't have a clutch. So I'm gonna have to get one of those tomorrow. Joy. In the meantime, I rode with Swipe, another member of the server, along with Waymond to see picture frame Arch.
Yeah, we made it out here. Dude, do you see those Wrangler owners we passed?
Yeah,
One of those a scrambler? I don't know.
I think it was. It was. Yeah. He's doing it. He made it so easy.
Bruh.
We're here.
An adventure and a half. Oh. That's scarier than the Jeep.
Yeah. Well, you're only falling, what, 10 feet? Nothing you couldn't dust off. Look at this, they made a whole rock shrine over here. It might be.
I don't think it's the Arch, but...
Look at that. See. I can say a lot of people don't come up here, I don't think.
Yeah? Oh, shit. Oh, that breeze is nice.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah! Dude, I bet none of those bitch-ass JK owners climbed up here.
I'm just here waiting for everybody to get back. This is what I'm having for dinner tonight. 2 of these and some mozzarella sticks and maybe even some hot chocolate. Now these are microwavable, but I am trying to steam them. It is kind of working. Ooh, that's hot. On September 25th, we all began heading toward Chicken Corners Trail. Now this is the first trail I was able to take in this Jeep because of the clutch issues, and this would be a real test to see if this thing would perform, especially with the very cheap Tornell Classic tires, of which they were doing pretty good so far, so we would see how they would do after this. We all gathered at the trailhead so we could make preparations for what was ahead of us. At the ridge of this canyon, they were doing some construction, if you would believe it. But it gave us a chance to stop and see the scenery. I had never seen anything like this in my life. After this, I didn't really get any video of the trail because I was too busy focusing on it, but I got a bunch of pictures. By the end of it, the only damage I had sustained was a nice dent to my tailpipe and some of my gas tank skid was gone. The next day, the group parted ways. Our little convoy consisted of Power Slave, Waymond, Expo, Griffin, and I. Our next destination was Pike's Peak.
Waymed got to our planned campsite a little earlier than us and told us it was pretty rowdy, so the rest of us stopped at a spot on top of Mount Badger. While setting up for the night, I did feel like we were being watched, but I thought it was only a deer or something.
That's not gonna kill it. Oh yeah, it's a...
So after everyone else got up, we packed up and started leaving for Pike's Peak. Of course, I go to start my car, and again the plastic on the clutch plunger snapped. On top of a mountain. So we ended up calling Waymed, and he arrived, and this dude drove this damn XJ to the base of Pike's Peak without a clutch. And while there, I started getting that feeling of being watched again. We began our trek up Pike's Peak, 19 miles of steep incline that would test anybody's vehicle. Man, what a drive this was. It's definitely something everyone has to do at least once.
It's kind of cool up here.
Isn't that like ominous?
Yeah, there's just clouds.
That's where we're going.
Oh boy.
What? Right where all those dark clouds are?
Wait, we got a ways to go then.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long.
We're only at 9,000.
A mile up. Look how clear that shit is, dude.
I'm honestly not as out of breath yet as I thought I would be.
I have yet to slip and fall. I've only ever slipped.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Help, I've fallen and I can't turn up.
Oh yeah, they do check it. It's
Oh,
hybrid.
you know what? They're fine.
It's electric.
No, they're regenning all the way down.
Oh yeah. They'll be totally full.
Yeah, we'll just let him cool off for a bit.
Yeah, this is I find it funny, dude. Like the average car owner, like if that started doing that, the owners would be.
Someone brought a new Prius up here. Hey, we made it.
Traffic jam. One way, and the guy goes the opposite way.
I guess I don't really blame him. Yeah, he snuck and got that spot.
We all finally made it to the top of Pike's Peak, and man, what a view this place has. You can literally look anywhere you want. You can see hundreds of miles off into the distance.
You're welcome. Now this is a cruel joke. It's cool. I came here in 2011, so I came right before they paved this thing.
And a new kind of thrill seeker arrived. At the annual Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, drivers from around the world navigate the 156 turns in a race to the top.
See, does Dr. Pepper taste better at 14,000 feet? Yes, it does.
Okay, so we're on Pikes Peak.
After we got back down, Weymouth again drove my XJ without a clutch through Colorado Springs traffic and an hour east to Lyman, Colorado, where our final stop would be. There, we fabricated a full metal plunger and made it slightly longer so the pedal wouldn't hit the floor. And after bleeding the system, the clutch worked way better than before. The next day, I had to head home, and so did everyone else. We went into town to get some food, and I started heading toward Texas. Destination, Amarillo. I made it to the state line by sunset and finally to Amarillo about 2 hours later, where I found a gas station and went to sleep. The following morning, I got up and headed to see a staple of Route 66, Cadillac Ranch. It's a wild amount of paint. Afterward, I began heading southeast, finding some odd stuff along the way. Towards the end of the trip, I encountered a couple abandoned places, so of course I had to stop and check them out.
Huh. It's an interesting abandoned place. It's like a Ford LTD. Hey, look at that. Hello? Very interesting house. Floor's ready to give. The suits. That old TV. Wonder what the story is on this place. TV in there. Old calculator. I'm not even gonna go in there. But that's the kitchen. There I am. Not going in there either, but that's the bathroom. Let's see. What date are you? Dollar General. When do you expire? June 8th. I don't know if that's 93 or... Oh, that's pretty cool. This must have been the living room. There's that. There's the car. We'll go back through. Look at that car. So I'm gonna go look at this closet first. Wow. This was a nice house at one point. Let me get out of here before this floor starts to give way. There's the attic. I'm not going up there. What's this? Home Economics. 1962. Some good shoes. Filter. Okay. keys in it? No. Wow. That's crazy. If there's anything in the trunk. Anything? Oh, do I dare sit in here? I do. Nothing in the glove box. Sash tray. How many miles we talking? 175. Let's see what they got under the hood, I guess. That's been popped already. It still shuts perfectly. I dare reach under here without knowing what's in it. Oh boy. Hey, there's a rat. What you doing, little buddy? He's made his nest in here, that's for sure. And judging by that, I would not want to try and get this car started. Okay, you can have that. Really cool house. Can't believe there's a car just sitting here. Or there's a basement or anything. If there is, I'm not going in it. This back shed. Wow. So after the abandoned houses, I didn't really get too much footage. Coming back home, that was worth putting in. So here I am about a couple days after. Car made it just fine, besides all the clutch issues. As you can see, our little fix here has been working this whole time. It's probably stronger than the factory replacement, which is pretty damn sad that parts are getting worse and worse. But as you can see, it does everything it's supposed to do. It actually feels good. So, yeah, I was really surprised by these tires because these things were only like $80 a piece. They still have plenty of tread on them. None of them blew up. Camping was great. I kind of wish I got more video of that, but I mean, it's having too much fun, I guess. But yeah, there's dust everywhere from Moab. I'm never getting this out. It's all over my plates, these chairs, everything. It's gonna be a fun time trying to clean this up, but I'd say that was a trip well done. It's a good test for this thing to see if it could do it, and it obviously did it because I'm back home. It's definitely the trip of a lifetime. This little thing did it after sitting in a storage unit for God knows how long and having everything but the motor in the trunk of the car. It actually did it. And I can't wait to go on many more adventures with it. Until next time.